You ever wonder what really separates a good service from a truly great one? Well, today, we're going to figure that out. And we're going to do it by looking at a pretty unlikely source: Margarita Machine Rentals in Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, you heard me right. We're going to deconstruct what the best actually means, and more importantly, how you can use those lessons to pick the perfect partner for any big event you're planning. Okay, so let's start right here. Picture this. You're planning a huge event. Maybe it's a wedding, a big corporate party, you name it. What is the one thing you absolutely positively cannot get wrong? Is it the music, the food? Seriously, think about it. Because, a lot of the time, it's the little details that end up making the biggest splash or the biggest mess. And that leads us right into what we can call the perfect party problem. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's that feeling deep in your gut, that stress every host gets, that constant pressure to make sure everything runs smoothly, that everyone has an amazing time, and that the event is truly memorable for every single person there. And look, let's be super clear. We're not talking about some casual backyard barbecue here. The source material is zeroed in on the big stuff: high-stakes events like weddings, major corporate functions. The kinds of places where first impressions and flawless execution are everything. The pressure is absolutely on. And this just paints the perfect picture of what can go wrong, right? We've all seen it. A huge line snaking away from the bar. The drinks are kind of warm and meh, and the host? They're running around like crazy, playing bartender instead of actually enjoying their own party. These aren't just little hiccups, you guys. These are the kinds of disasters that can completely drag down the whole vibe of an event. So, what's the fix? I mean, especially when you're in a place like Arizona where a cold drink isn't just a nice little extra, it's pretty much a necessity. Well, it turns out the source points to a solution that's actually surprisingly simple and elegant. A frozen drink machine. Think about it. It tackles every single one of those problems we just talked about. 1. Drinks are always cold. Bam. 2. They're served instantly, so no lines. Bam. 3. Every single drink is perfectly consistent. And 4. Guests can just help themselves. It's kind of like a logistical cheat code for a big party. Okay, awesome. Problem solved, right? Just hop online, find the cheapest machine you can, and you're good to go. But hold on a second. Is it really that simple? See, this is the exact moment where we need to stop thinking about the what, the machine itself, and start focusing on something way more important: the who. As in, who are you renting it from? And that brings us to the real meat of this whole thing. We've got to define what best really truly means in this context. Because it's not just about the hunk of metal that makes the drinks, it's about the entire experience, the whole service that comes with it. So what should you actually be looking for in a top-tier vendor? Well, first off, they're using real commercial-grade machines, not some little countertop thing that's going to quit on you. They're also using high-quality mixes, so the drinks actually taste amazing. They handle the delivery and the setup, so you don't have to stress. And maybe the most important part, they have experience with big events. They've seen it all, so they can head off problems you wouldn't even know to look for. Okay, so to make this less abstract, let's look at a real-world example. The source highlights a local company called Frosty Cactus Rentals to show us what this whole checklist looks like when it's actually put into practice. And this is where you can really see the difference a pro makes. They don't just, drop a machine on your doorstep and wish you luck. They're providing the whole shebang: delivery, professional setup, top-shelf mixes, and they even come pick it up and clean it afterwards. They know the local venues, and get this, they're trusted by actual professional event planners. They're ticking every single box on that quality checklist we just went through. There's a quote from the source material that just says it all, really. Choosing the right rental company can make the difference between a smooth, memorable experience and unnecessary stress. It's not a small detail, folks. It's a huge decision that can make or break your event and your sanity. Okay, so let's zoom out from margarita machines for a second. What's the big lesson here? What's the takeaway we can use whether we're hiring a caterer, a DJ, a photographer, really any vendor for any important project? It really boils down to the simple but powerful idea. We get so hung up on the product, the what, a frozen drink machine, right? But we completely forget about the most critical piece, the service, the who. The machine might solve a problem, sure, but it's the right partner who's going to make sure the entire experience is smooth and stress-free. So here it is, the real secret ingredient, the big takeaway from all this. For a flawless event, it's not about the item you rent. It's about the quality of the partner you choose. That's it. That's the whole game. And that's what I want to leave you with today. This idea, this principle of choosing the partner over the product, it applies to just about everything, doesn't it? So my question for you is this. What's a secret ingredient you've found in your own work or your own projects that always makes the difference? Something to think about.